What's going on, everybody? Clinical here, and today I'm going to talk about a really important point that I would like to emphasize about confirmation bias in reporting of statistics. And this isn't just restricted to the cannabis debate, and this is that there is a tendency by people on either side of the aisle to emphasize relative or absolute increases or decreases in X statistic. And here's what I mean by that. In cannabis, this is often done to prove that people use it way more after legalization by presenting the relative increases to emphasize its abuse potential and pervasiveness in society, particularly in regards to adolescents. It's entirely possible, though, to couch an argument in two completely diametrically opposite ways with the same data set. And let's actually illustrate this with real statistics on this usage rates statistic. So I'm going to compare the 2017 Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration survey results with 2012, the year in which recreational legalization started really proliferating on the state level. And I'm going to give you the relative change and the absolute change and show you how they can be used to prove whatever perspective you're actually coming from. But before I do, I just want to be clear on the definitions here. Relative change refers to dividing basically the final value by the initial value and finding the percent change between those two values. For example, an increase from 1 to 2% would be a 100% relative change because it doubled. 25 to 50% would also be a 100% change. On the other hand, the absolute values of those two changes was 1% and 25%. First, let's take the side of the argument that says that legalization causes increased cannabis abuse. Cannabis legalization causes people to use cannabis more. If you look at the increase in the 18 to 25 age group, we have seen since 2012 an 18% increase. In the 12 and older category, indicating most everyone, including adolescents, we've seen a 31.5% increase in the rate of monthly cannabis use. In 26 and older, we've seen a 49% increase in the rate of monthly cannabis use. Sounds scary, right? And finally, let's take the pro-cannabis perspective. In that 18 to 25 age group, this was actually the largest absolute increase, increasing 3.4% from 18.7 to 22.1%. Similarly, in the 12 and older age group, that 31.5% relative increase translated to a 2.3% absolute increase, from 7.3 to 9.6. In 12 to 17, their usage rates have actually gone down a total of 0.7%, which amounts to a 10% relative change between 7.2 and 6.5. Moving on to 26 and older, the relative increase of 49% translates to an absolute increase of 2.6% between 5.3% and 7.9% of adults using cannabis monthly in that age group. So naturally, when you look at this, it's clear which perspective sounds like it's spreading through society way faster than the other, and could therefore be leveraged politically. And the inverse is also true, that the other position could also be leveraged politically to suggest that increases aren't that significant. But either way, it's misleading, is my perspective. How can we improve this? I would say that it's all well and good to point out relative changes and statistical significance with these numbers and whether or not the year-over-year increase is actually due to chance or not, but we need to ask ourselves on both sides of the aisle, how much is this increase really? If you want to see how pervasive something really is, like cannabis, absolute statistics are important, in addition to how things are trending relative to recent years' values. In order to have a more productive discussion between both sides of the debate, it's essential that we understand, hear each other, and provide as much context as possible to our statements. No one will take us seriously if we minimize the other side's arguments. We need to acknowledge that there may be another side to the coin to consider, that relative trends are important, but they're not everything, and that maybe we need to consider on what absolute scale these increases or decreases are happening. Anyways, that's about all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more. If you want to hear about something specific or just want to tell me what you think, drop a comment down below, and let's keep the discussion going. Until next time, stay meducated.